Okay, guys. So welcome back. Welcome to the new sessions of AWS. I'm Chaitanya. I will be your trainer for the entire course. So before I go into the main concept of, just for a demo purpose or else to make you understand about what is AWS. So let me introduce about myself. I'm Chaitanya. I will be your trainer for the entire AWS course. So I'm having 13 years of industrial experience. From 2013 onwards, I'm working. So now, and as well as I am into the complete AWS and DevOps. Currently, I'm working as DevSecOps administrator. Okay, or as DevSecOps engineer, level 5 consultant. That is my position. Okay. Uh, so that is about myself. And when you come to the certifications, and I am having my Red Hat certification. I'm in Microsoft certified, and I am having my AWS certifications. And finally, I am a certified Kubernetes administrator. These are the certifications which I am having right now. So I am into this training field from past 13 years, 13, 14 years onwards. And I used to train my candidates on Windows operating system. Later on, when the cloud was later on the cloud was introduced. When the cloud was introduced, we started giving trainings on cloud. So right now into AWS, and as well as I'm getting into the multi-cloud infrastructure. So that is AWS and Azure. Okay, so these are the things that is what we are going ahead. uh, Today we will be discussing the entire concept of the cloud infrastructure, what is meant by cloud, and how we are going to work with the cloud environment. And then we will discuss about a few concepts related to the AWS environment also. Okay. Hi. Yeah, Vishal, tell me.
हेलो सर एक्चुअली माय कंसर्न वाज मेरा एक्चुअली एक कंसर्न है कैन यू टॉक विद इन हिंदी
I can understand Hindi. Tell me.
ओके एक्चुअली सर करंटली मैं अभी वर्किंग हूँ एज अ सेल्स प्रोफाइल के लिए तो
Mhm.
एज पर एज एडब्ल्यूएस जिसमें देख रहा हूँ इंडस्ट्रीज में क्लाउड कंप्यूटर क्लाउड में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टेड दिख शो हो रहे मतलब जॉब
Mm.
वैकेंसी ज़्यादा सारी है एज कम्पेयर टू
Mm.
अदर्स तो
Yeah.
मेरे लिए क्या सही रहेगा मतलब एडब्ल्यूएस या फिर डेटा एनालिटिक्स
Okay, that we will discuss.
ओके ओके
Okay. So you are into the sales background. That is what you said, right?
यस सर
So you want to change your domain. So when you want to change your domain, you want to shift it to AWS or data science. That is what your confusion is all about, right?
यस सर
Okay. So we'll discuss about that. Uh, so how many years of experience that you are having?
6 years in banking, sir. Banking industries.
6 years of banking industry. You can talk
Yes.
in Hindi. I will understand Hindi also.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's fine. We'll discuss about that at the end of the session. What is going to happen? So
Okay.
let me tell you what in this today's session what will be the agenda. Agenda for today's session will be the first one is understanding about cloud. Okay, and the second one will be I'm not going very in detail about the technical part today itself. After when you habituated for this environment, slowly I will try to make you understand about the things. So the second one will be timings of this session. This session will be starting from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Once the demos are completed. So the demos will be at 7 p.m. But once you join into the course will be starting at 6 o'clock and it will be extended up to 7:30. And the duration will be 45 days. 45 to 50 days of duration will be there for this course to complete. And finally, what are the pre-requirements to learn this course. Do we have any pre-requirements to learn the course? Yes, you have. So first you need to have a basic understanding about the Linux and basic networking concept. Sir, I don't have any knowledge on Linux or networking. No problem. Just go through any one of the Linux video. That would be great. So I don't recommend this particular channel or this particular channel. Any one basic Linux concept is very important for us. So Linux is required and networking is also required to understand the entire concept of AWS. Why? Because we are into the IT infrastructure. So in AWS, we will be discussing about the VPC EC2 instances. Let us have a brief understanding about what will be the syllabus of the entire AWS. Any which ways you can see in it, you can see in the DURGASOFT portal also. Here we will be discussing about the VPC. Under VPC, we will be having so many different configurations. This will comes under the AWS networking part. So VPC will be there. The first one will be VPC creation and VPC peering, VPC NAT gateway, endpoints like that. You will be having so many different configurations in VPC, transit gateway, and finally security groups and NACL. So these are all comes under the networking part. And when you come to the EC2 parts, you will have EC2, and then you will have load balancers and AMI and elastic block storages. So these are all included into your EC2. And then a lot of another concepts like IAM, S3 configurations will be there. And then we will have what else? Cloud formation, cloud watch. So these are all the things we will be discussing, and as well as AWS DevOps we will be discussing, and Elastic Beanstalk. So everything related to your IT infrastructure, we are going to discuss in this entire AWS course. So now, so before we go into AWS and what is AWS, and let me explain you about the cloud infrastructure. But before we go into the cloud infrastructure, let us go back to some 10, 15 or 20 years back. So when you are in 20 or else 2005. So you are in 2005, let us understand this. So if you want to deposit some amount in the bank, what you used to do? In 2005, I know, I mean, there are a few people who are very younger than me, and there are a few people who are elder than me also, but that's okay. So in 2005, if you want to deposit some money, or else if you want to withdraw some money, what you have to do? What you are doing? Tell me. Tell me, guys. Do I need to repeat the question? In 2005 or else 2010 or 2015, if you want to deposit some money in the bank, what you will be doing? If you want to deposit in one account, so you did not deposit any money. Akshay, are you there? Akshay, your voice is very low if you are talking. I'm unable to hear you. Hello, Akshay. So at that particular era, we used to write some we used to write some deposit form, and we have to put that, I mean, we have to deposit in the bank. And whenever we want to withdraw it, we have to write the withdrawal form, and then we have to withdraw that amount. So it has been a hectic session for us at that particular time. So it is used to consume some half a day of our work time. So to overcome this problem, what we have done? So banks has introduced an internet banking. And then now we have, I mean, ATMs are there, internet banking is there, cash deposit machines are there. And we have a certain things like what I can say. Now we are having the wallets, phone pay is there, Google Pay is there. Now see, if you see the advancement, so it has been very, very fastly, the growth was happening. So why? Because this is all, everything is happened because of the internet. So internet is playing a crucial role in the entire infrastructure development, So now what we used to have and how we are going to work with this, we'll see that. So we used to have on-premises environment. So now what is meant by this on-premises environment means, on-prem means the first and foremost thing is that your local servers. So whatever the servers that are available, so those are all comes under the on-prem environment. So this on-premises, you will have the servers, you will have the infrastructure, and you have to maintain that entire infrastructure and all the things. So this is what the on-prem is all about. And then there comes an issue. What is the issue? The server should be maintained by some experts, and some software should be installed, application should be running, everything should be maintained by the persons. So now, what is happening here? So on-premises has been a very, very predominant role. It is playing a predominant role in the entire IT industry. So later what happened means, so the cloud was introduced. So when the cloud was introduced, it is better to have the rent. I mean, I don't want any devices to be given on, I don't want any devices to be purchased. So I will provide the devices on rental basis. So to provide the devices on rental basis, we are going with the cloud environment. So cloud can provide us pay as you go method. Cloud can provide us a scalability. Cloud can provide us the configurations related to what I can say, high availability will be there. So applications will not be down. 100% of the applications will be running on the cloud environment. And then, for example, if you take, there is an online streaming platform called as Netflix. You all know about it. The Netflix is one of the online streaming platform where 100% of the Netflix applications are deployed on the AWS environment only. Not even a single application was on their on premises. Everything was deployed on the AWS only. So now if you see, there is a downtime. So if you see on October 2025, there is a downtime. Suddenly there is a downtime for the entire Netflix application. But the Netflix application, I mean, there is a downtime for the entire AWS applications, but Netflix was not even got a single minute downtime. Why? Because of the redundancy that it is following, and because of the DNS configuration it has done. So Netflix doesn't get any sort of problem in that particular situation. So what Netflix thought here is, I will put my every server in the AWS environment. Suddenly, due to any reason, if maximum number of servers are down, how AWS is going to recover from that? So the everything was checked by Netflix, and Netflix has implemented that process. Now in 2020, I mean, right now this year on October 20th, when we are having a huge problem with the Alexa application, or also with the what I can say, another gaming platforms and everything are not available, but still Netflix has successfully running without any problem because of it. Further, I mean, understanding about the situation, they have done their every testing and they deployed the configuration. So Netflix trusted AWS very, very widely. So that's why 100% of its services are running in the AWS environment. So why? Because it can provide the scalability, high availability, and pay as you go method. Scalability means, for example, if 10 servers are there for the Netflix application, there are 10 servers. Among those 10 servers, suddenly if some 7 servers or 8 servers are down due to any reason, if those servers are down, still AWS can recover from that with the help of auto scaling technology, load balancing technology. So this is playing a prominent role. So that's why right now Fortune 500 companies are looking after the AWS environment to create their applications on the cloud environment. If I have to discuss about the Indian applications like Hotstar, one of the best application. Hotstar is also running on the EC2 instances. PhonePe is also running on the EC2 instances. And then what else? Starting when you wake up in the early in the morning, starting from your what I can say, weather forecast to until you go to the bed, whatever the applications are using, AWS is playing its own part. So if you see Spotify, is a music application which is deployed on the AWS EC2 instances. Netflix is totally 100% deployed on the AWS EC2 instances. Amazon Prime is also deployed on the EC2 instances, and it is using the load balancers and what are the services that are provided by AWS. PhonePe is deployed on the EC2 instances. Google Pay is also deployed on the EC2 instances. And when you come to streaming platforms, I already said you Hotstar will use the IRCTC is one of the application which is using the Amazon EC2 instances. Like that, whatever the application that you touch from early in the morning to when you go to the bed, whatever the application, Book My Show, Redbus, everything is using the AWS platform only. So that's why Fortune 500 companies are using the AWS as their compute platform. So that is the reason why in today's era, everyone has to understand about the cloud computing. So everyone are eagerly are waiting for learning the cloud computing. If you check out the number of Naukri jobs or else any job portal, if you go to any job portal, they will be looking for the graduates who has completed their training on AWS environment, and as well as they are requesting the candidates to go to the multi-cloud environment also. So if you want to become as a professional in the entire cloud infrastructure and as well as the DevOps, the how you have to learn this entire course means the first one is you have to go through the Linux, and then you need to go to AWS, and then you have to learn about DevOps, and then you have to learn about Kubernetes. So you can ask me, Kubernetes is also one of the part of DevOps only, no? Then why separately we have to learn about Kubernetes? Of course, Kubernetes is also one of the part of DevOps, but Kubernetes itself is a vast subject. It is having somewhere like some 20-25 sessions of Kubernetes is there. So I cannot include that into the DevOps. I mean, I can include that as a DevOps part too. Okay. And later, after completing the Kubernetes, you can learn the Azure. So up to here, it is enough to get a job. And later, whatever you are learning, the multi-cloud environment, right now it is becoming more popular in the IT industry that each and every candidate should have not only AWS knowledge and but also Azure knowledge also required. So it is a recommended practice to learn both the clouds. And finally, Python. So coding language is required. Nowadays, AWS is also came into the picture, and it is playing a very crucial part in the IT industry. So better to learn the Python and understand about the data sciences also. That is all together coming into the picture. Not only what you need to understand here is not only cloud, not only AI. So both will play a predominant role in the future. Not only in future, right now they are playing a predominant role. So that's about the concept of your basics of AWS, why you want to learn AWS and what is the path to learn the AWS and the cloud infrastructure, and how you can become as a cloud architect. By completing this course, you can understand, you can try to clear out the cloud certifications like AWS Solution Architect Associate. And the next one is AWS. There are multiple certifications, but I recommend this certification you can clear out. And if you want to do the certifications, you can go with the developer level, or else you can go with the system administration level also. But now it has been changed to Cloud Ops. Okay, AWS Cloud Ops is the new certification came into the picture. And then in the professional level, you are having DevOps, and then you are having developer professional is there. So my recommendation is that we can go through this particular certification or else this particular certification. But my final recommendation, if you ask me, sir, tell me exactly one certification that what we can clear out means, we can clear out AWS Solution Architect Associate level by completing this course. And you can ask me how many years of experience that we can put in this AWS course. After completing this AWS course, you can put up to 3 years of experience into the IT industry. I don't want to say it an open platform, but just for your understanding, I'm saying if you are having 3 years of experience into AWS, whatever the experience level that you will be, so into that experience level, I will try to take you into that. So that is about your entire AWS and what is meant by cloud. So we are discussing about the cloud computing now. So now what is meant by cloud? So cloud means cloud is a resource provider. Cloud is a service provider where it can provide the services like servers, databases, storage, and remaining there are so many other services over the internet. So definitely you need to have the internet. Without internet, you cannot access the cloud environment. So whatever the services that we want to access, we will access all the services over the internet. So that is called as a cloud. Again, I am repeating, cloud is a service provider, or else cloud is a resource where it can provide the different kinds of services like server, storage, and databases over the internet. So this is called as cloud or cloud computing. So do you have any questions now? Up to now, whatever we have discussed, is it clear? Any questions? Okay. Who else is there? Vivek?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. On the next one is, let us understand how cloud was evolved. So we are discussing about the cloud computing. Let us discuss how cloud was evolved. Once upon a time, we used to have on-premises environment. Right now, also we used to have the on-premises environment, and slowly, I think, slowly we will get back to the on-prem if I'm not wrong. But the point is, whenever we are having this on-premises environment, on-prem means. So now let us understand a story. So if you understand the story, you will understand what is this on-premises environment. So there is a non-IT, or else let me take, I don't want to use the word non-IT. There is a bank. Okay, there is a bank, and this bank want its customer to be hassle-free access of their accounts. Okay, this bank don't want their customers to be very I mean, uh, this bank don't want their customers to be coming and standing in the line and doing the transactions, all that things. So it won't want that. So it wants an hassle-free interaction between the customer and his account. So for that, what has to be done? So this bank will go to the IT company. Okay. So it will coordinate with the IT company, and says that I want an application for my customers so that they can have their easily they can access their internet banking and everything. So then what this IT company will ask for is, what are your requirements? What are your color gradients, and how you want your application to be? What is the design that you want to make us? So what are the different services that are available in your bank? So a bank can provide multiple services. Like it can provide the retail accounts in the sense your self accounts. So whatever the savings accounts you are calling it as, those are all comes under the retail accounts. And corporate accounts, like for the entire company to provide the salaries for their entire employees, they will be having a corporate accounts. And then you will have the wallets, loans, credit cards, debit cards. These are all the services that are provided by the bank to the end customer. So now the same services will be set to the IT company. We have these many number of services. Among those, we want these services to be on the internet banking. Then what IT company will do? They will start analyzing the requirements, and they will understand the complete requirement. So they will gather the requirements from the user or else from the client, that is the bank. So once they got the requirement from the bank, now what they are going to do here is, they will completely write the requirements, and they will start designing the application. So the first one is requirement gathering, and the second one will be the designing of application. Second one will be the design, and the third one will be the implementation. How we can connect all the modules, so that will comes under the implementation. And the fourth one will be testing. So before it go into the testing, now what is going to happen here is, so whatever the application that is created, they need to install that application on the server. So if you have an application, you cannot run the application by the source code, right? you have to run that application on the server. So if you want to run the application, you need to have a machine. So that machine is, for example, if only a single user is there to access the application, only single user is there, then you can install that application on the normal computer, whatever the desktops or laptops you are having, you can run the application over there. But if that application is vastly accessed by lakhs of people, for example, Amazon website is there. Amazon in the sense your e-commerce website is there. So that e-commerce website will be accessed from billions of people or millions of people at least. So which means that a single application will be accessed by some millions of people. So if I install that application on my laptop, what happens to my laptop or my desktop? For example, if Amazon website is there, if they are running the website on a normal computer, what happens to their website? Tell me. You understand the question?
Yes, sir.
Tell me then.
The system gets stuck and system
The system will be stuck, or else I can call it as the configurations, or else the application will not run. Okay, why? Because some lakhs of requests will be coming, the system will be shut down. If I have to say, it will go into the hang state and automatically it is going to shut down.
Yeah.
So definitely I need to put that application on a server. So here, what is my requirement? I need to have a server. So server will be provided for us. And inside the server, what we are going to do, inside the server, we will be running that application. Okay. So here we will be running the application and the application will be running fine. Suddenly, okay, so to run that application or else to install that application, what we need to have, first of all, the operations team has to purchase a server and they have to install the application. I mean, they have to install the operating system and they need to install the dependencies. They have to coordinate with the development team which application it is, whether it is a Java application or else it's a Python application or else it's a .NET application. Or else there are different languages like the Ruby, Golang, on which language the application was written. And if it is a front-end application, again, we need to talk whether it is what I can say compatible with Tomcat, or else do I need to install Jenkins, or else I have to use some another web server. So all these things we need to consider. All these things we need to coordinate with the developers. I mean, the operations team has to coordinate with the developers, and then they need to install that application. So at the time of installation, they might face so many issues we have to resolve. There might be dependency issues will be there. There will be compatibility issues will be there. All this we have to overcome. So to overcome all these problems, we need to coordinate between the developers. So just imagine, only for creating or else installing the application, it is going to take some 1 week of time. So why 1 week? First of all, you need to purchase the server. To purchase the server, you need to order it. So if you want to order it, you need to get a proper quotation from the vendor and you have to submit the quotation to the accounts team. So accounts team has to provide the approval and then you have to contact the vendor and the accounts team, whatever the approval amount is there, this is the approval amount. Can you please provide it on that particular amount? So then the vendor has to accept it and then he has to transport that server to your location. You have to install it on your environment. Whenever you are installing it, you have to do the server hardening. First of all, directly you cannot take the server and connect it to your network. You have to isolate the server and you have to install all the application and then you need to check whether there are any security bugs or not. And then only you have to go for the connecting the server to the network. These many steps are there. So only for creating the server, only for bringing the server and installing the operating system and connecting to the network, it is going to take somewhere like 1 week of time. And after that, for installation of the applications, installing the dependencies and everything, it is going to take somewhere like some another 1 week. So to run a test application on the server, it is going to take some 14 to 15 days. So that is the main problem with the on-premises. And after installing the application, then comes the main point. So the main point is that purchasing of car is very easy. Purchasing of bike is very easy, but to maintain the car or a bike is very difficult. So if you have some 1.5 lakh, you can go to the bike showroom and you can purchase a bike and get it to your home. Then comes the main problem, no? So what is the problem? First one is petrol, maintenance, services. If there is any problem with the hardware. You have to replace the entire hardware, engine problems, everything will come into that. So purchasing is easy, which means that getting the server is easy, but maintaining the server is difficult. Whenever you are running the application, whether the application is consuming the total CPU or RAM, that you have to check, and then how the application is running, how the server is running. You have to do the server monitoring, you have to do the network monitoring, and you have to check whether any unwanted data is entering into the network. You have to filter out that. You need to create the network, you need to create the infrastructure, you need to create the firewalls, security configuration, everything you have to create. So starting from the scratch, you have to do the configurations in the on-premises environment. So that is one of the thing which is very, very difficult for creating the servers in the on-premises environment. So to overcome all these problems, what has happened here is we introduced a new concept called as cloud environment. In cloud environment, we are having certain models. With the help of those models, what we can do, we can automate the creation of devices. Very easily, we can create the servers. Within just a snap of your finger, within 2 minutes, you can create a server if you are having all the infrastructure. So now what happened? The time which is consuming to create only the server has been reduced from 2 weeks to 2 minutes, or else let us take some 20 minutes also, no problem. Within 20 minutes, we can roll out a server. We can install all the application and its dependency. It's very simple. It has become very simple. So later, the application, we can run it very simple way. And not only that, you don't need to worry about the security. Security will be taken care by the cloud service providers. Either it might be Amazon or else Azure or GCP. They will take care of the security of your entire infrastructure. So what you have to worry about means you need to worry about the operating system which you want to install on the server. You need to worry about the runtime, or either it might be if it is a Java application on which Java platform it is running, whether it is running on Java 11, Java 17, Java 21, you have to decide that. And finally, you need to worry about the application, whether there is any problem with the application, especially if it is a Java application. Is it going to consume huge amount of RAM or CPU? If it is a Python application, any application, you will have some drawbacks, bugs will be there. So you need to recheck all the applications and all things. So you have to concentrate only on your application performance. You don't need to worry about your system performance in the cloud environment. But when you come to the on-premises environment, you have to look after systems, applications, and data which it is storing. Everything you have to concentrate. That's the main problem with the on-premises environment. So that is the reason why we are going into the cloud environment. So especially we are into the AWS environment. What we are going to discuss in the AWS environment and how we are going to work in the AWS environment, we will see in the next session. So if you see the complete syllabus, so the complete syllabus will be, I will give a just blueprint. We'll be discussing about networking concept, compute, storage, and then SQS, SNS. This will comes under the serverless architecture, Lambda, okay, Lambda, API gateway. These are all the things that will comes under the serverless architecture. And then we are going to discuss about what else we are having, storage and IAM. IAM is nothing but the security. Server hardening we have to discuss. These are all the things that we will be discussing. And then CloudWatch, Cloud Formation, and Elastic Beanstalk. Finally, we'll be discussing about the AWS DevOps. I'm talking about AWS DevOps, not DevOps. DevOps means Git, Jenkins, Terraform, Kubernetes, Docker. These are all comes under the in general DevOps. AWS DevOps means you will get code commit, code deploy. Code commit is not there right now. Code deploy, okay, code artifact. These are all the things that are available in the AWS DevOps. We'll try to discuss about these things. So this is the blueprint of your syllabus. If you go to the module wise, there are several modules which we will be discussing in the upcoming sessions. So that's the main concept of your cloud computing, which we are going to discuss. Okay. Anything you want to ask me, you can ask me now.
The class will be same time, right? 7 p.m.
No, class will be at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay.
Class will be at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The demos will be at 7 p.m. Tomorrow also you will have the session at 7 p.m. And day after tomorrow also you will have at 7 p.m. And from mostly from Thursday onwards you will have the session at 6 p.m. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys?
That's it from
How much prerequisite Linux is required? Nothing much. You need to have a basic understanding about the Linux. What is ls command, pwd command, ownership commands, user creation commands, user permission commands. These are the few things that you need to have a brief understanding. You don't want to have Samba server, SAMBA, Samba server, NFS configuration. These are all not necessary. If you have a basic understanding towards the basic, very basic commands, that's more than enough. Like permissions, user creation, and then yeah. So what is ls, cd, pwd? If you have these understanding, that's more than. Anything else? Okay, guys. Then we'll meet in the next session. I hope I made it very clear for you. Tomorrow we'll start working on AWS environment. Please go through the networking concept also. What is meant by IP address? That is also very important. IP addressing is important. You're not very. So I will give you a brief understanding about the networking also. But if you go through that concept, that will be effective for you. Okay. Anything, any questions you have related to the topic, you can ask me. Yeah. Yes, Vivek.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just want to say bye.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.